Wizard of Legend is a fast-paced roguelike that's all about using flashy spells as you battle your way through a procedurally generated dungeon. While the magic is a blast to use and offers a lot of creative freedom, a few problems like useless items and boring levels drag it down a bit. The story begins with the player arriving at a museum of magic called Lenova. After examining a relic called the Insignia of Legend, the player is dragged into a new realm to compete in the Chaos Trials, a gauntlet where wizards battle through several floors of a dungeon. The player arrives in the game's hub, where you can buy relics, new cloaks that also give buffs, and brand new spells. There are also a few additional NPCs here that can aid you in your trials. Some enable you to choose which boss you'll fight first, while others may start you off with a stash of gold. Unfortunately, none of these effects are really as good as they first seem, and end up feeling pointless shortly after. The magic in the game offers several different elements to choose from, like fire, water, and earth. Spells are also divided into 4 different categories: basic, dash, standard, and signature. Basics are close-range attacks. Dash spells can have special properties, like being able to leave behind an ice clone or a trail of fire. Standard spells are more typical attacks, like giant ice spears or saw blades, while signature spells improve on these by adding bonus effects once you charge a special meter. For example, Exploding Fireball normally shoots a giant fireball, but it shoots 3 in a row once the meter is fully charged. There are over 99 spells available in the game, which is an impressive number, but functionally, a lot of them feel similar to one another. One shoots giant fireballs, while another shoots giant balls of earth instead. However, even with duplicates, there are plenty of unique and flashy spells to experiment with, like Frozen Bait, a spell that lures enemies to a giant water shark. Going through the dungeon itself is pretty standard practice. You battle through 2 floors with mini-boss battles at the end of each, followed by a major boss at the end of the area. Then the process is repeated 2 more times, leading to the game's final boss. If you die at all during this, your progress is reset and you need to start over. However, you do carry over some of your inventory after death, including the gems you've collected to buy new spells and items in the game's hub. Each floor of the dungeon also has various shops, although most of them aren't worth visiting. There's a cursed item shop with relics that have both positive and negative effects, and a spell shop where you can buy certain spells that only last for your current run. The only essential shop is the one that sells healing potions and new relics. Exploring the dungeon itself is enjoyable for a while, but the locations quickly become dull since there isn't much variation besides the elemental themes. Thankfully, the major bosses all put up enjoyable fights filled with their own unique movesets and mechanics. Also, depending on which order you battle them in, they add more attacks to their arsenal. Wizard of Legend also offers local co-op. It's a lot of fun to play with a friend, but it can be hard to see what's going on, especially when using the flashier spells. We also experienced some minor frame rate issues when playing co-op, but nothing too concerning. Wizard of Legend nails the feeling of being a grand wizard. Experimenting with all the different spells is a blast, and there are some heart-pounding boss fights. The peripheral elements fail to deepen or expand Wizard of Legend, but the core gameplay makes for a good time if you're looking to fill a roguelike fix. Easy Allies reviews are made possible by generous viewers just like you. If you like what you see, check out patreon.com/easyallies to see our other videos, and consider becoming a patron to help us make more.